Scooby-Doo, Abracadabra-Doo is a 2009 animated feature film. This is directed by Spike Brandt and Tony Carvone, with a screenplay by Alan Burnett, Paul Dini and Misty Lee, with an amazing voice cast including the usual Scooby-Doo cast from this time, as well as Danica McKellar voicing Madelyn. And I love Danica McKellar, so that's pretty exciting. And this is all about Velma's sister, Madelyn. And she's studying magic at this magic academy, and they go to visit her. And there are, of course, strange things happening, mostly revolving around the Griffin. And the character of the Griffin, I love the design of the character. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. The detail is wonderful. And obviously, I don't want to say too much more about the narrative. I don't want to go into any real specific details that might give anything away. But I will say that it's a very well-written narrative. It's not tremendously long. I think it's just over an hour. And it felt like the perfect time to tell this story. It's not just the Griffin. There are other aspects, but the other elements don't come into it until a little bit later on, so I don't want to spoil it too much. But there's a lot going on. Not too much that it feels busy, but enough that there's a variety in what happens and a few unexpected things along the way. So the narrative works well. Love the character of the Griffin. Love the design of the Griffin. Love the location of the academy and the environment. I thought that was very well animated. It definitely allows us to meet a lot of new characters as well. There are quite a lot of characters in this, some obviously more significant than others. And Madelyn, I thought, was a really likable character. I love the design of her as well. She looks like Velma, but she also doesn't. If you said they're sisters, I'd believe you, but I think if I saw Madelyn for the first time, it wouldn't be my immediate thought. So I like the fact that they're similar but different, and that definitely works really well. Needless to say, I have no complaints about this. Is it my favourite? Probably not, because it's not as spooky as some others, and I do tend to prefer the Scooby cartoons that are more traditionally creepy and gothic. I think those ones, just for my personal tastes, are more interesting. But that being said, I can't really fault it. It's a fun narrative. The execution is great. The Griffin and the other characters that are brought into this are really well animated, really well written. And I won't say what happens, of course, but I like the whole direction of the narrative. I like Madelyn. I like Danica McKellar. Obviously, this one works really well for me. And if you're a Scooby-Doo fan and you haven't seen Abracadabra-Doo, then I definitely think it's one that's worth checking out.